2027, the year often mentioned in discussions about Taiwan and China. Davidson Window, a term that is repeated by military planners, intelligence officials, politicians, and news headlines. What exactly is supposed to happen in 2027? A countdown to war over Taiwan? A deadline for Chinese invasion? Has the world misunderstood what that year actually means? Is Davidson Window just an idea, a hypothesis, or rooted in reality? Let us think again. First, let us talk about Admiral Philip Davidson. The former commander of the United States Indo-Pacific Command is behind the phrase Davidson Window. Davidson testified to the US Senate in 2021 that the threat of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan is manifest in the next 6 years. That would be 2027. Over time, the assessment evolved into something bigger. Many military planners and strategists began treating 2027 as a possible invasion date. But that was never the original point. The Davidson Window is not a prediction that war will begin in 2027. It is a warning about military readiness, a question of capacity, not necessarily intent. The question was, if Beijing ever chooses to use force, would it have the tools to do so? The significance of 2027 is not only military, it is also political. The year marks the 100 years since the founding of the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, of China. It also coincides with a period in which Chinese leadership expects major milestones in military modernization to be achieved. For President Xi Jinping, the goal has long been to transform the PLA into a force capable of operating at a much higher level combat readiness than before. That does not automatically mean war, but it does mean options, and in geopolitics, capabilities often shape calculations long before decisions are made. Recent US intelligence assessments have delivered a more nuanced messaging than many headlines suggest. The concern is real, the military buildup is real, the preparations are real. But intelligence officials cautioned against assuming that China has fixed an invasion date for Taiwan. Their assessment is that Beijing would still prefer to achieve its objective without a major war if possible. That distinction matters, because a country can prepare for conflict while still hoping never to fight one. Military planning and political decision-making are not the same thing. The Taiwan story is no longer only about invasion. It is about pressure. Chinese military aircraft, naval patrols, large-scale exercises, encirclement drills, blockade simulations, sending messages without crossing the threshold into open war. The objective is often psychological as much as military, to demonstrate power, test responses, to remind Taiwan and the world that China's claims have not changed. This is what analysts often call gray zone pressure. Actions that stop short of war but are designed to shape the strategic environment. But Taiwan is not sitting idle. Its strategy focuses on deterrence, not to match China's military platform for platform, but to make any attack costly and uncertain for China. Long-range strike capabilities, mobile missile systems, anti-ship weapons, dispersed defenses. The logic is straightforward. Raise the risks for China. Complicate any Chinese military operation. Convince the adversary that success will be far more difficult than it appears on paper. Taiwan continues to deepen security ties with the United States and expand its access to the advanced military equipment. No Taiwan scenario can be understood without considering the US. Washington remains the most important external actor in the equation. Yet there are questions. How would America respond during a crisis? What level of support would be provided? What is clear is that the United States continues to support Taiwan's defense capabilities while closely monitoring China's military developments. So, will China attack in 2027? The honest answer, nobody knows. Not intelligence agencies, not military commanders or political leaders. The future depends on decisions that have yet not been made. What we know is this: 2027 is not universally viewed as an invasion deadline, it is better understood as a benchmark. A point at which China's military may achieve capabilities that leaders could choose to use or not. The real significance of the Davidson window is not that it predicts war, it is that it forces governments to prepare for the possibility. And that may be the most important lesson of all. History is shaped not by intentions but by capabilities nations build while the world is watching. Will a potential invasion attempt on Taiwan succeed or fail? Think again. The comment box is open.